This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast, and I am Nick Selena. Hi, it's me, Nick Selena. Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that a songbird? Welcome back to Can't Keep My Mouth Shut. Always lovely to have you join me on a Monday evening. This is a very, very important episode, my friends, my listeners, my lovers. Very important indeed. It is called Don't Let Loneliness Choose Your Partner. Let's just all breathe together and thinking that don't let loneliness choose your partner. I can't remember where I first heard this saying. I was listening to YouTubes and doing things around the house, and I heard it in one of the videos I was listening to as a passing comment, and I thought, fuck me, that's genius. That's a golden nugget of wisdom of which I think a lot of us fall foul to. I know for a fact, at least 3 times, I've ended up in relationships that were so bad for me because it was better than being lonely. I didn't realize how much I was yearning to have a partner until I realized I put up with the lowest of the low scumbags. Because I was lonely. I let loneliness choose my partner, and that's why I'm here talking to you about it today, because it's the worst thing you can do. It's also why I'm such a huge advocate for healing alone first. Because often, if say you've been single for a while, or you've just gone through a messy breakup, or you're newly single, like days or weeks, or single for a few months, whatever the timeline is, if you come from a space of loneliness, that means you can't be alone. Because being alone is not the same as being lonely. And I've definitely talked about that before. It's another pivotal part of the dating game. You're not alone and lonely if you're just alone and happy and at peace. So if you are lonely, it's coming from a place of lack. I can't fulfill myself in my own body, in my own mind, in my own world. Yes, we all crave human intimacy. We all crave love. We are designed as a being to be that way. In fact, aren't we what's the word? We're a community creature, right? Is that right? You know what I mean? We have to have people around us. We have to have our tribe. We have to have a collective, friends, family. We're not solo people. Humans need each other. And of course, for the procreation part of being a human being, you kind of need to find your match to make babies so we all continue, blah, blah, blah. So yes, being alone could make you feel lonely because you don't have that and you are biologically designed to want that. But you can't get into that space where your loneliness means that you will go with anyone or anything that shows you affection. Allow me to make this very fucking clear. I would never in a million years have gone with my fiancé if I hadn't been so deeply damaged from the previous one and I was only single for 6 months. 6 months single after 5 years. It wasn't enough time. And because I craved and missed the relationship I had for 5 years, I missed being with someone, I missed having someone there, I couldn't handle being alone. As soon as the predator comes bowling in, sweeps me off my feet, I'm all in. I let loneliness choose the person I was going to marry, and it was the biggest mistake of my fucking life. which is why I've maintained singledom for a fair long time, and I'm so happy about it. Does it get horrible and lonely and dark and miserable? Yes, it does. Is it really difficult at times? Do you crave someone there? Do you miss the sex, the physical, the comfort, the cuddles? Do you miss someone just to converse with? Is it really silent? Horribly silent? Do you feel lost? No idea what to do with yourself sometimes? Yes. Yes to all of the above. But it also gives you time to learn who you are. It gives you time to understand who you are. It gives you space to heal from any wounds that are the reason why you are perhaps in patterns of unhealthy relationships. Or maybe it just gives you the space you need to work out who you really want to be with long term. Because sure as eggs are eggs, nobody wants back-to-back, shitty, horrible relationships that don't last. We don't go, oh, do you know what I want? A year's worth of heartache. Yep. And then after that, 10 years of shit. And then after that, no one wants that. We all want that long-lasting, healthy, happy, reliable, gorgeous, respectful, loyal love. I promise you are less likely to find that if you allow your loneliness to help you pick your partner. You are coming from a space of lack and desperation, and you want to fill that void more than you want to fill the void with someone worthwhile. Does that make sense? It's now just about having someone there, because having someone, anyone, is better than being on your own. In which case, sadly, 9 times out of 10, that someone that comes along to fill that space, they're usually not a good person. They can usually sense your vulnerability a mile away. And that's why they swoop on in and fuck you up some more. Sorry for the language, but not sorry. Also, do you really want to look back and go, oh, you know what? If I had held out, I would have swerved all of this. If I had held out, I might have found someone that was the best match for me ever. If I had held out, I'd have had some really good years on my own, doing stuff I love, learning to love who I am. But instead, I was lonely and I felt a relationship was needed to validate my existence. So I picked the next available person that showed a remote bit of interest, and here I am fucking regretting it. Because that will be your future and that will be your option. What you need to do to avoid this at all costs and make sure it is not loneliness that is choosing your partner, but instead you coming from a very healthy space of being happy alone, is you need to do the work and you need to be happy alone. Shit, innit? You're like, what? That's the answer? Yeah, it is the answer. You got to be alone, and you got to be okay with being alone. As someone who has been forced to learn to be okay alone, and trust me, it was not my first choice, I am so thankful for being given that opportunity. It's the beautiful rainbow that comes out of the shitstorm. And now I am in a space where I will only allow people into my life. And it's not just relationships, it's friendships as well, and colleagues and things that give me healthy, happy relations, that gives me a good positive vibe that lifts me up. I don't have space or time for wankers across the board. And I pray, let me touch wood. I wish there was wood in this studio, because I always say that, touch wood. I am able at this phase in my life and with all the work I've done to pick the most incredible partner that I end up with till I hit the grave. That would be my preference. Meet someone, bowls me over, soulmate, love, happiness, babies, marriage, lifelong happiness, together, grave, done. I certainly don't want another dick and another dick and another dick and another dick. And often we do that because We're coming from our trauma and our wounds when we're dating, and we're coming from desperation, we're coming from a lack, and we're coming from loneliness. I hope this has helped. I hope this has resonated with you. Well, actually, I don't. I hope you listen to this and go, yeah, you're totally right. Thank God I don't do that. I'm really proud of myself for not doing that. Because, of course, being lonely, it is hard, and it's also very natural. So don't kick yourself if you do feel really fucking lonely. I've had some of the loneliest moments of my life in the last 18 months. Really dark, lonely days. And you just got to grit through it. It ain't fun. It's just not fun. And it's very normal. So if you are in that phase, I'm not calling you out for being lonely. I've been there myself, but what I don't want you to do is in those moments either reach back out to an ex or get back with someone in your past or try and find a potential partner immediately, because that's where the long-term damage is going to start all over again. Thanks very much for listening to this episode. I hope you all doing really good, and I hope that you go, yeah, cheers, Nix. It's another great one. And I will see you all next week. If you have any podcast episode ideas, throw them at me. Tie them to rocks. No, I'm only kidding. Slide into my DMs instead at Nixalina, Nixalina, on Instagram or TikTok. And for now, peace out. Thanks for listening to the Can't Keep My Mouth Shut podcast. Produced and hosted by me, Nixalina, and recorded in the Splice Cast Studios in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more content and features to read, you can check out my website, Nixalina.com. That's Nixalina.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search at Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.